Okay, so if geometric mean, you hadn't hit a radical sign in a while, and a y to the x key is probably, you had to go look on your calculator for it. Here's the easy one, the arithmetic mean. So the arithmetic mean, when you look at this, you don't need the 1 plus, you don't need anything, you simply add up the returns. So it's 10% minus 5% plus 20% plus 15%. If you add all those up and divide by 4, your average is 10%. And so that it couldn't be simpler. Forget the ones, forget the pluses, forget the radical signs, forget everything else. The arithmetic average is very, very simple. On average, you earn 10%. Now, if you multiply 10% out and compound it, you're going to get way more than what you actually got in your returns. So it's not a good indicator of exactly what you would end up with from beginning to end. The compounded geometric return gives you beginning to end, it gives you an exact dollar how much you'd end up with. The arithmetic return is a estimate of what you would end up with, because 1.1 to the fourth power does not equal your 44% return. So when you think about this, you can look at it either as the arithmetic average is overly optimistic for long periods of return, and geometric average is overly pessimistic for short returns. So, we use 4 time periods here, which is not overly long, but you can easily see that 10% on average compounded up is going to be more than 9.58% compounded up, and we know 9.58 is the exact number for our holding period, which was 44.21% return over that time frame. So you can see you do a little bit of both. Obviously the arithmetic is so much easier to use that people just add up the thing in their head and they think that's what they got on average. What they got is a little bit less than that on average because of the compounding, but that's okay. You're pretty close to the ballpark. I think most people, when they're talking about their average returns, if somebody said your average return was 10% or your average return was 9.58%, they'd go, well, okay, it's very similar. It's close enough. We understand what we're talking about. It's not so radically different that you would be really confused or make a different decision. But the numbers definitely are different. Okay, so that's geometric and average. That's holding period returns, geometric average returns, and arithmetic average returns. Let's keep going.